Chapter 1. June 1892, Bath, England. Lord William Wethington cringed as his wife of 1 year, Lady Amy Wethington, glared across the bedchamber at him, her hands on her hips. "You promised I would be able to continue writing once we married. If I remember correctly, and I do, it was the one condition I insisted upon when I accepted you." They were preparing to retire for the night, and his wife looked tired. He'd already consulted with her midwife, Mrs. Jane Fleming, who had agreed that Amy should rest more. "Yes, I did, my dear, but you are 6 months into your confinement, and you must cut down on your work. I feel it is taxing you. I heard you crying last night as you pounded away on that infernal noisy typing machine." She raised her chin. "I was not crying. I was merely feeling the pain of my main character. It is what a good author does. And furthermore, that wonderful machine cuts down on the amount of time it takes to finish a book." William sighed, knowing this was not going to be an easy conversation. "If I remember correctly, and I do," he grinned as he used her very same words, then continued, "your publisher didn't even give you a deadline for this book, since you are in a delicate way." Amy narrowed her eyes. "I knew I should not have told you that bit of information. However, that matters not. I have my own standards, and it has always been my intention to finish this book before the baby arrives." "I do not agree, wife." He walked toward her and placed his hands on her shoulders. "The last thing you need is to push yourself and put more of a strain on your body." He kissed her forehead. "I do worry about you, you know." She huffed and turned to climb into bed. The fact that she didn't continue the discussion told him much. His Spitfire wife would not have given up so easily. Could it be he'd won the argument? Almost as if she'd read his mind, she said, "And do not congratulate yourself on having succeeded. I am merely too tired to argue." She shifted onto her side and watched him enter the bed. After climbing in behind her, he said, "Aha! You see, love, that is my point." He leaned over and kissed her cheek. "Good night." What he really wanted to do was retire to his country home until after the baby was born. He could easily run his estates from there, and the move would get his wife out of the foul city. Fresh air, paths to walk, and good food were the best things for pregnant women, not stress, city air, and manuscript deadlines. In fact, he mused, a permanent move would be for the best. But Amy's family were all in Bath now that her brother and father had moved their businesses from London. There was also her Aunt Margaret, who practically raised her that Amy would most likely be loath to leave. He was sure he'd also have to fight an additional battle with her brother Michael, whose wife was Amy's best friend and also enceinte. Then there were their book club friends, church family, and of course her publisher. Maybe if he prevailed upon Lady Margaret to step in and attempt to convince Amy to work less, it might go better. William rolled onto his back and glanced over at Amy, who was already asleep. Mrs. Fleming had assured him that his wife was in the best health, and, even though 27 years was not as young as other first-time mothers, she saw no reason why things should not go well. He'd thought about approaching her publisher to request he encourage her once again to cease trying to finish the book. But if she ever found out, he would need to move to the other side of the earth. That was, if his bruised body could make the journey. With all of that ruminating in his mind, he finally fell asleep.